Leo Carter stared at the laptop screen, his eyes heavy with fatigue and frustration. His shoulders slumping with each unopened email, he felt the weight of every unanswered application. 30 job applications, 30 rejections. Each rejection email felt like a tiny paper cut to his already bruised confidence, each one a tiny paper cut to his already bruised confidence. The sting of rejection was becoming all too familiar. He'd always dreamt of coding for a tech giant, of creating something revolutionary. The idea of being part of a team that could change the world with a few lines of code was what kept him going through long nights and endless debugging sessions. Growing up in his small town, he was the kid who fixed everyone's computer problems. He was the one who stayed up late, teaching himself new programming languages and dreaming of the day he would make it big. Silicon Valley seemed like a distant, almost mythical land, a place where innovation thrived and dreams came true. It was the ultimate destination for any aspiring coder. Now, after years of dedicated study and countless lines of code, he found himself at a crossroads. Despite his hard work and determination, the gates to his dream remained firmly shut. The gates remained firmly shut. Each rejection felt like another lock on the door to his future. Doubt began to creep in, whispering insidious suggestions in his ear. Maybe he wasn't good enough. Maybe he was just fooling himself. Whispering insidious suggestions in his ear, the voice of doubt grew louder with each passing day, eroding his self-belief. Maybe he wasn't good enough. Maybe those big tech companies were right to reject him. The thought gnawed at him, making him question everything he had worked for. Maybe those big tech companies were right to reject him. He wondered if he would ever get his chance to prove himself. He was just Leo from a small town, not some coding prodigy from MIT. The world of big tech seemed so far out of reach, not some coding prodigy from MIT. He felt like an imposter, a small-town boy lost in the vastness of the tech world. The weight of his dreams seemed to press down on him, threatening to crush his already dwindling hope. But deep down, a small spark of determination remained, threatening to crush his already dwindling hope. He knew he couldn't give up. He had to keep pushing forward, no matter how many rejections came his way. Late one night, while nursing a cup of lukewarm coffee, Leo stumbled upon a YouTube video. A young entrepreneur, barely older than himself, spoke passionately about his journey, his failures, and his eventual success. "Don't wait for permission to build your dream," the entrepreneur urged, his voice echoing in the silence of Leo's small apartment. "If you have a vision, pursue it relentlessly. The world needs your ideas." Something resonated within Leo. He had been so focused on seeking validation from others that he had forgotten his own power. Why wait for someone else to give him a chance? Why not create his own opportunity? A spark ignited within him, a flicker of hope in the darkness of his doubt. An idea began to take shape in Leo's mind, fueled by his own experiences and a desire to help others facing similar struggles. He would build an app, an AI-powered career guidance platform specifically designed for those navigating the often turbulent waters of the tech industry. He envisioned an intelligent system that matched skills to opportunities, provided personalized feedback, and offered support to those facing rejection. This wasn't just about coding anymore. This was about using technology to solve a real-world problem, a problem he understood all too well. He would call it the algorithm of dreams, a beacon of hope for aspiring tech professionals lost in the sea of job applications and automated rejection emails. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. The passage of time seemed almost irrelevant to Leo as he immersed himself deeper into his coding journey. Each day brought new challenges and new opportunities to learn and grow. Leo poured every ounce of his energy into his project, the lines of code flowing like a digital stream of consciousness. His fingers danced over the keyboard, creating a symphony of clicks and clacks that filled the quiet night. He taught himself new programming languages, devoured online tutorials, and spent countless hours reading through programming books. Each new piece of knowledge was a stepping stone towards his ultimate goal. Leo sought advice from online forums, connecting with other programmers who shared his passion. These virtual communities became his support system, offering guidance and encouragement when he needed it most. His small apartment transformed into a sanctuary of innovation, a place where creativity and technology intertwined. The clutter of tech gadgets and coding books was a testament to his dedication. His world shrank to the glow of his monitor, and the rhythmic clatter of keys. The outside world faded away as he lost himself in the lines of code, each keystroke bringing him closer to his dream. He faced setbacks, of course. There were moments of intense frustration when the code refused to cooperate, and error messages seemed to mock his efforts. There were times when the code refused to cooperate, when bugs seemed to multiply faster than he could squash them. Each error was a puzzle to be solved, a challenge to be overcome. When bugs seemed to multiply faster than he could squash them, Leo would take a deep breath and dive back into the code, determined to find a solution. Debugging became a test of his patience and perseverance. Moments of frustration gave way to exhaustion, but Leo refused to give up. He would rub his tired eyes and take a moment to rest, but the fire within him never dimmed. Leo refused to give up. His determination was unwavering, his focus unbreakable. He knew that every setback was just a stepping stone towards success. He would push through the fatigue, fueled by the burning desire to bring his vision to life. Late-night coffee breaks and stretches at his desk became part of his routine. Fueled by the burning desire to bring his vision to life, Leo found inspiration in the smallest victories. Each successful line of code, each solved bug, brought a smile to his face and renewed his determination. Section 5. The Valley of Doubt. Despite his progress, doubts still lingered like shadows in the corners of his mind. Leo had always been a dreamer, but the harsh realities of life were beginning to weigh heavily on him. Every day he questioned whether he had made the right choices, whether his dreams were worth the sacrifices he was making. The financial strain of being unemployed began to take its toll. His savings were dwindling faster than he had anticipated, and the pressure to find a solution was mounting. Each bill he opened felt like a ticking time bomb, reminding him of the limited time he had left to turn things around. He was living off ramen noodles and the last of his savings, trying to stretch every dollar as far as it could go. The once vibrant meals he enjoyed were now replaced with the cheapest options he could find, a stark reminder of his current predicament. The pressure mounting with each passing day, he questioned his abilities, wondering if he had what it took to succeed in such a competitive environment. The sleepless nights and constant worry were beginning to take a toll on his mental health. He wondered if he was foolish to believe he could succeed where so many others had failed. The stories of failed startups and broken dreams haunted him, making him second-guess every decision he made. Was he just another dreamer, destined to fail? One particularly difficult day, on the verge of giving up, Leo felt the weight of his doubts more than ever. He sat in his dimly lit room, staring at his laptop, contemplating whether it was time to abandon his dreams and seek a more stable path. Just as he was about to close his laptop, Leo received an unexpected email. The notification pinged, breaking the silence of the room and catching his attention. With a mix of curiosity and apprehension, he opened the email. It was from a small venture capital firm, one he had never heard of before. The email was brief but to the point, expressing interest in his project and requesting a meeting to discuss potential investment opportunities. Expressing interest in his project. Leo's heart raced as he read the words, a glimmer of hope piercing through the cloud of doubt that had been hanging over him. Could this be the break he had been waiting for? They had been following his progress online, impressed by his innovative approach and relentless dedication. The firm had seen something in his work that resonated with them, something that made them believe in his potential. Impressed by his innovative approach and relentless dedication, they admired his tenacity and the unique perspective he brought to his project. It was a validation of all the hard work and sleepless nights he had endured. They invited him to pitch his idea, offering him a chance to secure the funding he desperately needed. This was the opportunity he had been waiting for, a chance to prove himself and turn his dreams into reality. A chance to secure the funding he desperately needed. With renewed determination, Leo began to prepare for the pitch, knowing that this could be the turning point in his journey. The valley of doubt was still there, but now there was a path leading out of it. In preparation for his pitch, Leo reached out to the entrepreneur who had inspired him all those months ago. To his surprise, the entrepreneur responded with enthusiasm, offering guidance and support. He shared his own experiences navigating the world of venture capitalists, offering invaluable advice on refining his pitch and highlighting the social impact of his project. The entrepreneur's belief in him reignited Leo's own confidence. He spent hours honing his presentation, practicing his delivery until it flowed effortlessly. He knew that this was his chance, his opportunity to turn his dream into a reality. Demo day arrived, a culmination of months of tireless effort. Leo stood on stage, the weight of expectation heavy in the air. He presented his app, his voice filled with passion and conviction. He spoke of his own struggles, his desire to empower others, and his belief in the transformative power of technology. The room buzzed with interest. Investors, initially skeptical, were captivated by Leo's story and the potential of his app. He answered their questions with confidence, his knowledge and enthusiasm shining through. As he finished his presentation, a wave of applause washed over him, a sound of validation and hope. The following weeks were a whirlwind. Leo secured funding from multiple investors, exceeding his wildest expectations. The algorithm of dreams was officially launched, quickly gaining traction within the tech community. His story resonated with countless individuals, inspiring hope and a renewed belief in the power of perseverance. Looking back on his journey, Leo realized that his greatest strength had been his refusal to give up. He had faced rejection, self-doubt, and financial hardship, yet he had emerged stronger, his spirit unbroken. He had learned that success wasn't about avoiding failure, but about having the resilience to rise above it. 5 years later, Leo stood in a crowded auditorium, addressing a new generation of aspiring tech entrepreneurs. He shared his story, emphasizing the importance of persistence, adaptability, and using technology for good. As he spoke, his eyes fell upon a young woman in the front row, her face a mirror of his own anxieties from years past. After his talk, the young woman approached him, her eyes filled with a familiar mix of hope and uncertainty. She too dreamt of building something meaningful, of using technology to make a difference. Leo smiled, recognizing a kindred spirit. He offered her guidance, support, and a simple piece of advice: never stop believing in the power of your dreams.